Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We were having a bit of technical difficulties. From all the trainings that we had, nothing went wrong until today. But it's the fun of, of all of this. And hi, Jacky.
Hi, Sarah. We finally got here in the end. It was an ordeal.
Yes. And hi, everyone, and thank you for your patience. So
Thanks.
I invited Jacky to be here with me and with you all tonight because I wanted to bring your awareness to Jacky's business, but also there's a lot of people, not only in my channel, but in the world that are not familiar with what being a healer and what healing really is in terms of Theta Healing, Pranic Healing, animal healing. And I know that Jacky has a lot of experiences in this field. And so I wanted to bring her to talk to you a little bit about all of this. I met Jacky during my first Theta Healing course through Bourgeon here in the UK. And Jacky was part of the staff. And during the times where I had a hard time, she was always there to help me. And she offered her contact to me just in case I needed anything, always making sure I was okay and that I left feeling good. And when I wasn't feeling that good, she would give me a call, making sure I was doing fine. So, as you can tell, I'm very grateful for Jacky, and I love Jacky very much. She helped me so many times. And so I'm here to also allow Jacky to talk about her business and let everyone know what she does, because I'm sure that she can help you too. So Jacky, I am
Thank you, Sarah.
curious about I'm curious about your journey. How did it all start? Were you always into healing and connected that way, or did it start later on for you?
Well, for me, I went to art college. Through art college, I was studying different kinds of cultures, Mayan, Aztec. I've always been fascinated by the ley lines. So through studying art and using the medium of art, I've always been connected to alternative healings. And I think it started really when I was about 19, and I can remember trying to astral travel in my bathroom. And my mother's going, "What are you doing in there?" I'm going, "Astral traveling, Mum. I'm astral traveling." And so I think my passion for alternative healing modalities started quite young, although I wasn't very clear on what I was doing. But it then really came to a fore when I went to America. I lived in San Francisco for a couple of years in the 1980s, and that was the start of the New Age era, or the second time the New Age era. And I just fell in love with the land, the Native American culture, crystals. And for me, that's where I felt it really blossomed. So again, so that's where it really started, was when I was really living in America. It really came to a forefront. So that's where it started, but then it went through a little phase of being halted due to work. Okay.
Right.
And
But
then
you all, yes, sorry,
go on.
continue.
No.
No, because I remember you mentioning your artwork and how people felt a lot of healing through your artwork. And so
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you've always been doing that through different mediums, but you have always been a healer, haven't you?
I would say it's interesting. I look back at my artwork now from this perspective, and I realize it's actually sacred geometry. And with the Mayan pots that I did, again, the Mayan were very much advanced into the Mayan calendar. So I look at things now at a different perspective. I just went, "Oh, they're very pretty," but now I realize I was actually doing sacred geometry without even realizing it. And so again, you don't. now I look back at it, I see a completely different perspective when I look at my pots, and just the whole different imagery now. It means so much more when I look at them now, rather than pretty. I can see a purpose behind them. So yeah, no, it's interesting. I think it's sometimes when you take a look back in time and you think, wow, I didn't even realize. And so now I think with the healing business, I can see all the shapes now. And again, that's that connection to the land, to Mother Earth, and just all the beautiful things in the world.
Jacky, how was Ascension Healing born in the middle of all that?
So again, I had a break with the healing because obviously I was working. I was a specialist painter. I got caught up in business, lost track of that side of my life because obviously I was trying to pay a mortgage. And then I had a bookshop and hat shop. And unfortunately I had to close due to rent and rates. And I can remember being with my brother in Oman, and he said, darling, what do you want to do? And the only thing I could think of was actually, I want to go back to healing. I want to go back to what I loved in San Francisco. And it was from that point, he said, well, this is the time. If you're going to make that decision, stay with it. So I was also waiting for a hip operation. I thought, this is perfect. I can't work. I can't go back to painting because my hip's not well. And so I just started, and I started doing the healing, and it felt like coming home to me. It felt like it was something I've missed in my life, and it's something I still love. And it was just, it was really good to come back to it.
Sometimes those things happen through a crisis, isn't it?
I think it's almost like it was a wake-up call. You can't go back to something that you've already done because you're not well enough. And it's almost like the universe was pushing me, going, you got to go back,
I can relate.
Yes.
Okay. So Jacky, in Ascension Healing, what are the services that you offer? And if you can tell us a little bit more about those techniques in depth, how they work, about your sessions.
So with in Ascension Healing, I have it's like several modalities that I use, and I do intermix them and use different parts of the different modalities. So my main three modalities are Theta Healing, Pranic Healing, and Animal Healing and Animal Communication. So with the Theta Healing is, it's all about changing people's self-limiting beliefs, trying to create the life that someone really wants to be, the person they really want to be. So people pick up throughout their life through traumas, hurts, things that people have said. They store up these things that people have said to them, the beliefs that people have said to them. They create this limiting beliefs or low self-esteem, low self-worth, and by holding on to them, with Theta Healing, we like to get to the bottom belief, find how we can change all these limiting beliefs so the person can become free. They can become free of all the hurts that have been said in their lives. So I think with Theta Healing, it's a very interesting healing modality, because it goes to the heart of the problem, the heart that you bury. And by working through it, we can lift out those deep rooted heart sadness and core issues, so we can lift those out and bring about changes on every level. So not just in how they look at themselves, in their DNA. We can do it on all the levels. We can clear stuff that has been hidden and is just, people are waiting to get rid of stuff. This is what the Theta Healing is brilliant at. It can actually start off a chain reaction where suddenly a person goes, actually, I am worthy. I'm not a person who can't be counted on or can't be seen. Suddenly a person can go, I can be seen. I am really good. I am worthy. And all of these really change people's views and can open up doors to whole new possibility. So I think that's what with Theta, I think it's lovely. It's a nice way to clear all those limiting beliefs and limiting blocks that people have, and everyone has them. I don't know anyone who hasn't had a bad word said to them that's gone in really deep and hurt them, you know. And all these little comments that people make, they do scar us. So it's nice if we can just release all of that and just give the person a whole new lease of life. So with Theta, I think it's a lovely technique. So with the Pranic Healing is slightly different. It's more energy work. So in a person's body, we have chakra points, and through the chakra points, we again, it's all about picking up different feelings from the atmosphere. Again, what people, physical ailments. So through the chakra points, you can clear negative energy that's built up there. So here on the diagram, you can see the chakra points on a person, and I love the animal ones. I think the animal ones are fantastic. So animals have chakras as well. They get upset like us, they get hurt, and they get emotional. So with the chakras, what the chakras do, it's from a Vedic, it's a Sanskrit word for wheel of light. So the chakras store up energy. They're like how your body regulates the flow. And these can become diseased, dirty, through injuries, people feeling depressed and not able to cope. So by looking at the chakras and scanning them, I can tell whether they're out of alignment. So what I can do is I can clear, energize them, and then it will make your body flow in a harmonious way, bringing about a feeling of invigoration and a well-being feeling. So again, I like combining the two. I like combining the Theta and doing the energy work at the same time, because it's like a combination of doing body and mind. But again, so with the Pranic, you can also do Pranic psychotherapy. It's a multi-dimensional healing technique, but mainly I tend to go with just the energy healing, joints or back pain. You know, you can do any joints or anything that needs healing, you can do through Pranic. And it's just a nice way to pick up your energy levels. When you've hurt yourself, your energy levels drop. So by scanning, I can align everything. And then that brings me to the animals. Yeah.
So you
again,
can
as
do
you can
all of
see,
this in the distance, right? You don't really need to be in the
Now,
presence.
yeah. So when my courses I did in Oman. So I did my Pranic courses. I met a lovely woman. She was like my spiritual teacher. So I actually flew out to Oman for all her courses, as I found her a really inspirational person, and a way of teaching. Just really, it just made it so clear to me. And she showed me how to see the energy in the air, the prana in the air. And I was amazed at, because I had done one of these courses in England, but it didn't resonate very well with me. But with this lady Sadija, I just found my way, and she opened up the door for all this energy work. So again, so for me, most of my clients were in Oman. So all I need is a picture. And again, this works with the animals. I don't need a person to be in front of me. All I need is their permission. And once I have their permission, I can scan them, talk to them, do the energy work, do the clearing, do the healing. And it makes no difference if they're in the room or not in the room. And some say this is on the quantum level. So in the quantum field, there is no, you don't have to be with someone. It's your intentions to do the healing. And as long as the person has given you permission, you could be a billion miles away or in the same room. So again, it's a leap of faith for some people, but it works. It's just with your heart is pure and your intentions are good for the highest and best for everyone involved. It does work. Yeah.
So with the animals, you connect with the higher self, right?
Yeah, with the animals, I have to say, I just talk to them. I connect through my heart. So I have something that I really love and fill my heart with lots of love. And normally that tends to be my Pippi, who is my cat. So then I connect a cord of light to the animal's heart, and then ask permission. I ask them permission to see if they want the healing. And again, so I'm an empath, so I feel through the body. So whatever people are feeling, I tend to feel as well. So normally with the animals, you know, they can be quite grumpy like us humans and go, don't want a healing. But again, I work the same way as I do with people as with animal. The only difference with the animals, as you see from the picture, they have less chakras than we do. We have something like 7 to 11 in Pranic Healing main chakras, and then 21 minor chakras, whereas the animals have slightly less. They only have 4 or 5, and then little bud chakras on their paws and ears. So again, it works. I treat animals exactly the same as I do a human or a person. They are, you know, it's the same intention. You want to get them well, you want them feeling perfect and also happy. They get stressed. And I noticed in COVID-19, my cat was under a lot of pressure with obviously he was picking up what was in the atmosphere, and he went into a phase of being very scared and very needy. So I was quite surprised, but it was definitely from him picking up from the surrounding and people's fears. So no, I do enjoy working with the animals as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, when someone comes to you asking to heal their cat, their dog, do they need to tell you what's wrong, or
No,
do you go
in
you
actual fact,
pick it up?
yeah, in fact, actually, I prefer to know very little about it. So because I think again, if someone tells you a lot about it, then you know the story. I think for me, I prefer to go in, scan the animal like a person, and then see what I feel. And then obviously I can't ask an animal, but after the healing's done, I'll say to the owner, has the cat got liver problems or kidneys? So I worked on a dog recently, and um, as I went in, my hand was shaking. I just went, oh my God. And I asked the owner, I said, does your dog shake a lot? And she said, yeah, no, it suffers from tremors. And so again, for me, it's better that I don't know, and then I can get a clearer picture.
Okay.
As the same with people, it's better that we discuss it after I've done the scan, and that way we can get a clearer picture of not confused. It's a pure picture.
Okay. That's in Pranic, right? When it's Theta Healing, then do you prefer the person to tell you what is going on, or do you also prefer to pick it up with
Again,
your...
so if I do a Theta Healing session, normally I bring someone up into a meditation state to bring them up into the Theta brainwave. So normally I do a little guided meditation, and throughout that meditation, then we take the person up to a place where they're relaxed and feel safe, and I make sure that they feel that they're held in a safe space. So I then ask the person if I can scan them, and then after I've scanned them, then I'll have a conversation about what's going on. So by scanning first, I'm getting a truer picture, you know, of what's going on inside and where I feel that the energies aren't aligned, or where blocks are held in the body. So again, it's very similar. Both of them are quite similar because you see, you know, this is where they all intermix with the energy work. But with the then we can with the Theta, we can then go in to see where the traumas have occurred, whether they're in this life or past life, whether it's you know, family or so Theta, it's I do scan first, and then go into the root cause and find out where it's coming from. So again, with Theta, it's more talking, it's more delving in, whereas with Pranic, I tend to find it's just energy work for me, and just making sure that the body is balanced and the energy is flowing, and that, you know, you're at your optimum health. You're always at your optimum health, and that you're not out of alignment. So I feel with they have a place together, actually, for me. I think it's nice to do the two together. And recently I have been combining with the animals now. I am doing Theta Healing on the animals. And again, it's interesting. It's kind of bizarre because sometimes I do get the owners to kind of be there as well. And sometimes I find it's with the animals, it's the owner's issues, it's not the animals.
Yes.
And so by doing it, you're combining where the animals are picking up their problems from, because it tends to be the owners. And I can safely say I am one of those owners.
It's okay. And the other thing is that another difference, as you are speaking, is that with the pranic, you have the picture and you do it by yourself, and you probably communicate in the end with the client. But with Theta,
Yes.
you are constantly communicating with the client, right? Needing their permission to make any
And also,
to do a healing, right?
yeah, and also with the Theta, obviously, because it's a delving into someone's emotional and trauma, you actually have to have the person on the phone, because you need to see how they respond. So again, with the pranic, it is really more energy work, whereas with the Theta, it is going into your emotional feelings, your emotional states, where you can do the energy work with it, but you need to always know what the client, how they're seeing their life, how they're seeing how their problems play in their life. So without communicating, you can't go, you know. So for instance, if someone was bullied in the playground, that might leave, you know, long scars about standing out, because if they stand out, they might get bullied again. So without having that interaction with someone, you would never know where. So it is really a face-to-face or via the telephone. I do actually, I have to be honest, prefer face-to-face. Whereas with pranic, it's fine with a photograph and a name. I always need a name and the eyes.
I think it's also important to talk about expectations, because there's a lot of issues that we want to heal that are not a one-time session. For example, issues of feeling unworthy, feeling that we're not good enough. Those are like trees with roots. They have right. So sometimes it's a work with layers, and
absolutely,
right. So it's about also bringing awareness to people who might be interested that it's a journey. When we are working with ourselves, when we are doing inner work, it will always be a journey, because it will never stop. No one reaches a point where there are, you know, where they don't have anything more to work on, because as souls, that's the point. And it's not only in this lifetime, right? It's past lives, it's ancestral line, collective consciousness, and the DNA. So many things we're not even aware that we have.
And again, you're continually interacting with people. So as you go, you might not know that you're upset about something, but by meeting someone, it could suddenly trigger something that you haven't felt since you were 10 years old. So again, all of this process, it's a process of working on the main issues that you want to get, but it's an ongoing process, because things always come up in life that you need help with, you need healing with. But what the aim is, what I feel that you try and do, is that you make sure that anyone who is in a crisis point, that you relieve them of the crisis point. You make them secure, you make them able to have the tools to cope better in their life. So again, it's an ongoing process, but you always want to make sure that the person who comes to you is made to feel better at the end of a session, and that they can walk away from the session feeling they've achieved something, but knowing that there's more work to do. And you must always make sure that a person leaves the session feeling okay. And so I think it's always an ongoing, it's never a quick fix. It's It's not, you could do a band-aid over something, you could put plaster, but unless you've had the cut stitched, it won't heal. So again, I think it's that process. You have to know that it's not like you're going to do this forever, but it will be an ongoing, because as you change in life, so do circumstances. So I feel it's a process of, you want to get the best out of your life. You want to live the best life you can live. So if you can remove everything that stands in your way, then you then have the opportunities to be the person you want to be, and have the life you want, and be as happy as you can be. I mean, that's all, ultimately, that's what you want for your client. You want them to be the best person they can be, and to live a fulfilled life, you know, because everyone wants that bit of magic and sparkle in their life. They don't want to always feel under suppressed, oppressed. You know, they want that magic. You want that magic back. You want to be happy. You want to be joyful. So that would be always my aim, is to try and get people to a place where they can move forward. They can see the possibilities. They don't feel trapped. They don't feel isolated. They don't feel crap about themselves, you know. So again, it's an ongoing process. It won't happen in one session. It could happen in 5 or 3. It just depends on the issues at hand, you know.
And I do think that there are things that can be achieved in one session. The only thing that I guess I wanted to bring to everyone's attention is that we never know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the issue is not the issue.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think as a practitioner, you must always be responsible, because your main thing is to hold the client in the highest regard. And it's all about getting the client as well as possible. And you don't want to, I'm not sure how to say this, but you want it to be, you know, the sessions to work for the person, and you want for them to see progress, and for them to feel happy, and to feel complete and resolved, you know. And it just depends how long this takes, you know. So again, it just depends on how, as you say, how many issues come up. You know, I thought I would be finding at least 3. But I was surprised at how many issues came up. So I'm still working on myself, and regularly, you know, I have to ask for help from people, because I do come up with issues, you know, and it shocks me, because I think, you know, but yeah, they do come up, and I'm always slightly surprised when I find something. I go, oh my God, I'm really triggered by that. And then I have to look and see what the reason behind I'm getting upset or angry. So yeah, it's an ongoing process. Yeah.
And also, there are other things that can be known through Theta Healing that you also do. But you can do like a future reading, right?
Yeah.
You can know someone's purpose, divine timing, right?
So again, there are many, as you say, future readings. Also, again, the meditations are quite nice, because you can do the abundance meditations, and where people can actually visualize what they want in their life. And I must say very quickly as well, that one of the other important factors in Theta Healing is action steps. You know, people must take action when you do the healings. They must do action steps to make the changes in their life, because without taking those action steps, you can have all the healing in the world, but if you're not going to put it into practice. And that's when sorry, Sarah, that's when I would say also a person has to be ready to take this journey. They have to be willing and not resistant to take the journey on the healing. And so, no, you're sorry to interrupt. Yes, we can do future readings, and also we can also go to your Akashic records, which I haven't said right, but yeah, there are many possibilities in Theta Healing. I was trying not to say that word.
Akashic records.
There we go. Thank you. That's my dyslexia coming out. I look at it and I go, what's that?
uh, well, yes, the resistance parts. Sometimes we don't realize even that we are resistant. But the thing is, our inner child, our subconscious mind, is there to protect us. So why wouldn't it resist? Because it's holding on to those things for a reason, for us to not be in danger again, even though that situation it's not probably not playing out in the present moment. It still wants safety, and it wants the best for us. So it's normal that there is resistance, and this resistance sometimes can be just the fact that we don't even remember things. We don't remember where things come from. We don't have those memories. That's for a reason. That's to protect us. So when the issues are quite heavy, it's normal to have resistance. But the fact that someone picks up the phone and calls someone who knows these techniques that can help is already taking that step, is already saying, okay, I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to start. But the only thing is to realize it's an act of self-love. And so in some cases, you really need to go slow. And the reason why you sometimes need to go in layers, it's because if you were right away, your system wouldn't be able to keep up. Sometimes it has been so hard, so much trauma, that you really need, for your own sake, the safety of your body as well, to go bit by bit. Otherwise, it would be
you're thrown straight back into that trauma. And again, by if you threw someone back into that trauma too quickly, they could actually end up closing down, and more damage could be done by forcing the issue when the person isn't ready. So exactly what you're saying, you have to take it bit by bit and make sure the person is ready, and that they're able to actually cope with it as well. Because there's nothing worse than reliving a trauma when you're not ready, or not even reliving it, just if you're not ready to deal with it or open to that trauma, then you really are, you have to be responsible as a practitioner as well, because you don't want your client.
And also there's that situation that even the subconscious mind is not going to give you that opportunity. So it won't reveal what really the issue is, because it knows, it also knows the pace. So it will provide the information that it knows it's best, right? So we are working with all these factors. But I think it's amazing, all of this, and all the techniques, the service that you offer, because if, for example, a lot of people go through life thinking that they need to cope, and it's always about coping, but they don't realize that there's ways to fully shift your life, to fully transform your life, to create the life you dream of, the life you deserve. And that's about peeling those layers and unravel our uniqueness, because as we do, also abundance will flow, because that's our birthright. So we really, there's other ways. That's what I want to say. We don't need to think that it's forever. There are a lot of things we can change.
And I think, again, a lot of people are on a hamster wheel. They hate their life, they hate their job, and you look at, and I've been in that hamster wheel myself. I spent quite a few years on it, and I think people don't get so trapped that they can't see another way out. But by using these techniques, you can find another way out. You can find the life you want, and it is that thing of, it takes that brave step to go, I want to change. And And all you need to do is find the right person, connect with the right person, and the changes can be unbelievable. It takes one door opening and your whole life can change. But it is that thing of taking that first step and knowing that it is possible.
When someone comes to you also with, for example, a physical illness, there's that ethical part of
yes.
letting them know that we are working with science and with medicine, that we're not overstepping, that we're there to support, right? So making sure that they had medical support.
There is a code of conduct when you do any of this work. So you must always say to a client that they have to seek professional medical advice, like the doctor. So when I had my hip replacement done, I did have a lot of pranic healing done to help the healing go quicker, but I had to have a hip replacement done. So again, you should always be mindful that an institute of normal medicine should be taken into account, and they should always follow up with the doctor if anything comes up. It should always be done in conjunction with a doctor. So, and the same with animals. If there's something wrong with the cat, I always advise people take them to the vets and just check. So it's you have to be mindful that, although we're it's about always making sure that people follow medical advice as well. We're here to help, and by helping, it can be both ways. It's by helping with medicine and with our help as well. So I think it's very important to stand by the ethical code, and also be very mindful of giving people the right advice and giving them options and saying to them, you must always seek other medical options, So like when my tooth was inflamed, I went to the dentist and had it out. I'm going to heal it. I'm going to heal it. No, it was too infected. So again, I know that's not the best thing to admit to, but no, the dentist said it has to come out now.
Yeah. Well, it just is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jacky, if someone wants to contact you, what is the best way to do? Is it through phone, email? What would you say?
You can do both. You can phone me or email me through my website, or contact me on Facebook. My phone number's there and my email's there. And if you just want to give me a call and have a chat, I'm very happy to have a chat to anyone and see what's the best options. So do give me a call, and I will help you to the best of my abilities. And it's always nice just to have a little cursory introductory chat first. So just give me a call and we can talk. It's always, I'm happy whichever way you'd like to reach out.
Also, I think that your website has a lot of really good information. So
and it has a couple of mistakes.
It does. But
yes.
you have explanations about the methods, the techniques, what someone can expect, the results. You have the prices as well. You have your contact information, and that link to the website. I do think I've put it in the description box down below, so people can go there and check it now if they want. Also, I don't know if you have it there, but I know you have your cards. And for the people that are watching, I wonder if you could pull maybe a unicorn card.
Okay, let's go with the unicorn.
Okay, everyone. Meanwhile, while Jacky is getting her cards, is there any questions you would like to ask? Okay, let's keep going.
So the card we have today is, hold on. Exactly. It's called growth.
Oh, I like that.
So seek out a mentor or guide. Take baby steps. And this is hilarious. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. So that's the card I pulled for the group today. And I've never actually pulled this one, so it is lovely.
That's amazing.
There we go, guys. So
That's
that's
very
amazing.
appropriate for the unburdened soul, because that's the whole point. I'm always telling people to interact, to share their experiences, because I do think we are here to also learn from each other.
Yeah.
To know that it's okay when we are going through something hard, going through any hardship. Sometimes sharing that with people and knowing that we are not alone is very healing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of the points of this community in the first place. So growth is an amazing card, and here we are talking about healing and growth, so it couldn't be more appropriate. But I would really like for people I would really love for people to ask questions. Ask Jacky anything you'd like to know. Um, if not, do you have anything else you would like to say, Jacky, that you can remember?
I think one of the things I would say to people, don't be afraid to open up yourself, to show people how you feel. I think the hardest thing in this society is, as we're supposed to be strong, we're supposed to hide everything, we're supposed to be at work, we're supposed to be the mother, the lover. As women, we have a lot of pressures on our plates, to do everything, be everything. And the same for men. Men are struggling now with their identity, because for them, they've got to be everything as well. They've got to have their hair done. I mean, So I think don't be afraid to open up. Don't be afraid to reach out. It's not a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you want to heal. And by opening up that door, it can change your life on so many levels. So I think my main message is reach out to friends, people, just find the right person to connect with. Always find the right person, and just share what you feel, and don't be afraid, because everyone struggles, everyone has these feelings, and everyone puts on that brave face, takes the pictures on Instagram where they all look fantastic. But my comment is, they're not taking a picture when they're cleaning the toilet. Trust me. So I always look at people and go, wow, they all look fantastic. But it's hiding. It's a hiding mask. It's that thing of, so you look at other people's life and think, wow, their lives are so good. But everyone's hiding what they really feel. And it's such a big pressure now in this day and age, not to be, it's always happy. You're always happy on the Facebook, or when you're clicking a picture, So again, there is that false sense that, am I the only person who feels rubbish?
No,
and it
you are not.
So again, it's that. So don't be afraid to reach out. We're all human. We're all vulnerable. We all need help. We all need people. We all need love. So yeah, no, please do, guys. Yeah. If not with me, find a healer. Find someone that you can change your life with.
Okay. No one is asking any questions.
That's
so I
fine.
guess we explained everything.
Yeah. Sarah, thank you for having me. And thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here with me. I really wanted these subjects to really come out, and to have someone with me that is in the same journey, someone from my healing soul tribe, that could speak the same language, basically. And bring all this awareness to everyone. And then, of course, you deserve it. So
thank you. And and again, Sorry for the delay, guys. The technical issues was on my side because, again, this is really out of my comfort zone, all the technical stuff. I know it's, I just went, oh! But we got here in the end, which I'm really pleased about.
Yes, no, you did really good, even with all. I can't imagine. I would be very stressed as well. I was here doing Ho'oponopono, so it would all go right.
No, so thank you very much for all your time with me, Sarah, and thank you whoever's listened, and any questions, always ring me, and thank you for listening. It's been lovely tonight.
Okay, Jacky, I'm going to finish now the live, so I'm going to say goodbye to everyone, and remember to like this video, leave comments even after the live. If any questions come up, just leave it in the comments, and or Jacky will see it or I will see it, and then we will try to reply. So we love you very much, and don't forget to subscribe and become part of the community. Okay, we love you very much.
Thank you,
and we'll see you. See you soon.